when a conversation came up recently about two-person bands. Like, isn't that a duo music, or does the duo imply folk guitars and kind of folk music thing, and that's a duo, or barbershop music, or
Yeah, because there's barbershop quartet, so is every four-person band a quartet?
well, that's why I kind of just paused when I said barbershop music, because then I said no, that's not a duo. They do it in quartets. There's four of them, but you see my point. I mean, musically, a duo has always been two people. A band implies multiple people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you'd say that they're duos because if you can't have a marching band with two people, it has to be multiple people. You can't have you could have a marching duel with two people, but not a marching band.
That's why you are a true clown and other people are not. Yes, a marching.
Some of the organizations that we've been involved in over the years, it's getting down to having marching duos.
Yeah.
What
How
about
many kids want to be in marching bands?
If you could get two people to show up.
Yeah, and you get like one of our favorites out here, and I love watching him perform, Sasquatch, King Sasquatch. He's literally a one-man, they call him a one-man band.
Oh.
But he's just one man. So how could it be a band?
No, what I'm picturing right now is, let's say, the Bristol 4th of July parade. A marching
one kid
duo.
on a xylophone.
Yeah, a xylophone and a tuba. A trombone and a snare drum.
Basically, Dorian and his friend that falls asleep when they're out there playing together.
Dorian. Any of our listeners who do not know who Dorian is,
You're lucky.
It will remain an inside joke.
Yeah, you are very lucky.
But yeah, I mean, this proliferation of two-person, I guess it's musicians and creative people finally admitting once and for all that they cannot work together. Right?
Some people just don't get along with large groups of people.
You do not play well with others. I
Yeah.
guess. These are the people that, sat in the corner of the kindergarten class.
Yeah, and they found one other person they got along with, and that was the end of it.
Yeah, they prevented each other from committing suicide, and
Yeah.
it's just the two of them.
Yeah,
now and forever.
That little blood pact of now you're my brother forever.
That's
Yeah.
sickening. Can we talk about stuff horror, not cutesy like that, Nurse Misery?
This is
Speaking of horror, that sounds like marriage.
Yeah, thank him for reminding me of rubbing salt on my wounds. Good God, I'm going to puke.
Well, so it is pretty horrible. I mean, we're not going that far afield from horror. I mean,
Exactly. I mean, kids slicing their hands open to smash blood together, that's not really cutesy. That's kind of disgusting.
That's stupid.
Well,
It's not
yeah.
for horror. That's stupid.
What?
Especially in today's day and age.
Well, blood pact or
Yeah.
blood. I don't know that. I don't know. That's as old as the first human being. Is that
George, it's stupid now. It may have been cool
Well,
back then before
everybody's
AIDS
got
and
a disease,
hepatitis
but-
or syphilis, herpelitis of the, of the mouth.
Wait. Hold on here now a second. Are you telling me that you, an evil clown, are becoming health conscious?
Oh,
You're damn
he
right
is
I'm
the
a germphobe.
biggest germaphobe
You ain't killing
clown.
me with one of those things. If you're taking me
Him-
out, it's with something
Between
bigger than
Chuck
that.
DeClown and him, they are the biggest germaphobe clowns you'll ever meet.
Yeah, look at you. You're full of them.
Bite me.
Just ask
No,
Vince
you got
McMahon.
germs.
Just
Yeah.
ask Vince McMahon. People aren't even allowed to blade anymore.
No?
I know it's getting pretty.
You gotta keep
This emphasis on safety and security and stuff is getting a little much.
I don't want you to be safe. I just don't want you bleeding on me.
You just, everybody keep their bodily fluids to themselves.
Exactly. And that's why the man invented the gun, so that the blood doesn't splatter on
Yeah,
you.
Chuck, you heard her say bodily fluids. I mean, you're talking yourself right out of the bedroom right now. You know this.
It won't be the first or the last.
You're
time.
going to need some bedroom rehab.
Well, she
No.
did break up. Let's see if she's available.
Hey.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, I do find myself noticing the same thing. I'm saying the more Ebolas that we hear about, I mean, I will admit that when I shake hands with a particularly, and people come up to all of us a lot.
Yeah.
Being in Tony Jones and the Cretan 3, and hey, and they want to shake hands.
Yeah.
I will admit that I'm getting a little more second thoughtish about it. I still do it, and I will continue to do it.
Yeah.
Shaking hands, but afterwards, if I've shaken hands with an especially scruffy, filthy-looking individual, I do make a
Do you
trip to
have
the
the
bathroom.
Purell?
Huh?
You have Purell in your pockets?
No, I refuse to go that far.
Let me give you a story.
But I will go to the bathroom shortly thereafter and wash my hands before I urinate and hold myself.
Yeah, let me give you something that'll make you put that Purell, and there'll be no secondhand judgment. We know a character. We're not going to make names, okay? That we went out to eat at an establishment with him.
Okay.
And my brother Chuck was by the urinal taking a piss, and he noticed this friend of ours walking behind him, go to the crap house, sit down, wipe his butt, whatever he's got to do, walk right by him,
and not
wash his hands, and
Sit
reach in for the appetizers that were at the table.
So needless to say, he warned us and said nobody touch anything he touches.
He got a new nickname that day.
Shit hand.
No.
Oh, it's better than that, but I think it's
something
something
we think he went in
for
there to pee because he's afraid to show people his junk. Basically, one of those guys that sets down the pee type deal.
No, because he went to the urinal first, flushed the urinal because he used it, then went to the restroom behind the stall, apparently to scope something out, and then proceeded to leave the restroom. You forgot that key detail.
He went in the stall to pop a zit.
So basically, this human being you're telling me about.
Oh, you know him too.
He just wanted to use all the facilities in that men's room before leaving.
Minus the sink.
Right. So he used the urinal. He read what was ever on the walls in the stall. Took a dump in the toilet. Right. So he used every part of those facilities except the sink and the soap.
Yeah.
And you have shaken this man's hand.
I know,
times.
and I know who we're speaking of now. And let me tell you that every time I do, there's a bathroom right here outside the studio. Not once have I ever shaken that man's hand and not gone to the bathroom within the next 10 minutes and used heavy amounts of bacterial soap.
All things horror on the Haunted Cabaret.
Yes.
Germs.
Next talk subject, plague.
Oh, he's starting it.
God.
Okay, before we all fall victim to the next plague.
Before I throw up.
Yeah, basically.
Before Tony throws up, before we all die of plague, let's get in a couple of more songs here. Let's start with, let's do some, now this is old school satanic, definitely. Let's do some Dimmu. Let's go with Dreamside Dominions, one of the clown's favorites, here on the Haunted Cabaret, Rhode Island Free Radio.
Shadow,
All right. That was Dimmu Borgir, Dreamland Dominions, here on the Haunted Cabaret on Rhode Island Free Radio. And during the music, I was sitting here, my mind started to wander.
Uh-oh.
And when that, when that happens, you know, I don't know where it's going up. For some reason, this time it ended up on the Avengers.
Really?
For some reason we wandered. My mind wandered from, you know, Hillary and Donald Trump, from all those hideous, disgusting things we've been talking about earlier. And I'm not going to mention the fact that Hillary is going to be turning 69 just to punctuate that little discussion that we had earlier.
I didn't bring it up.
No, you didn't. You just mentioned it off mic.
I did.
So I could hear it. So
You're welcome.
if I'm going to hear it, the rest of my listeners are going to hear it for just one final spasm of revulsion.
But you told me not to say it on air.
I did, so I could.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't want you to be the first one to get to say it.
Oh.
Yep. Hillary turning 69, Monica and a cigar. Just picture it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oof.
Anyway, now, but like I said during the last song, you know, Dimmu turned my mind to the Avengers. I don't know how that happened. But maybe because I just rewatched the Ultron, that second installment, and I still like it. I still like. Now, what I'm not sure I like is now the villain in the next Avengers is going to be. That's what. Who's Chuck?
Thanos will be a while. I don't think it's
gonna.
I don't think it's gonna be him. You're gonna.
So in other words, that tease at the end of the second, is more tease than usual. In other words,
yeah, he doesn't have all the gems, so he can't really.
Right, so when he says, I'll do it myself, that's a long-range tease. I might not live to see that tease come true, happen, right?
Probably looking at at least like 6 more movies to get the rest of the rings.
He could be there by now because the next one is Civil War, which you'll probably have. You have the Guardians of the Galaxy. You got a couple of those, so it could be.
He could collect them all by then, and it could maybe 2018-ish.
Well, actually, the next Avengers movie is projected to be. Not until is it 18? Yeah, because
I just made that up.
You know, you're probably right. He probably will be the next big bad guy for that. I mean, who else do you go to after Ultron?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, I'm not sure I'm even satisfied with Thanos. Really,
I am. I would like to see Annihilator. That would be cool. That's a cool Avengers villain that they could throw into there.
Yeah, I'm more excited about the next Thor movie, which I'm going to have to wait for.